dear guests of my breakfast for Andreji. Today we have a dear and special guest from Dubai. Dubai has similar size to Slovenia. It's one of the 7 Emirates that make up the country United Arab Emirates. And as you know, Dubai has emerged as a global city and business hub in the Middle East and South Asia. It's also a major transport hub for passengers and cargo. Dubai has recently attracted world attention through many innovative large construction projects and sports events. The city has become symbolic for its skyscrapers and high buildings, like you have Burj Khalifa, because the tallest one. And Dubai is among the most expensive cities in the world and the most expensive city in the Middle East. For example, last year, Dubai's hotels rooms were rated as the 2nd most expensive in the world after Geneva. But on the other side, Dubai was rated as one of the best places for live in the Middle East. And I'm honored to welcome at my today's breakfast for Andreji Sheikha Toraya Alavadi. And please, she's a very important business person, we can say, but she is a pioneer of the United Arab Emirates female business activity and as I said, very successful businesswoman herself. So, dear Toraya, welcome to my breakfast for Andreji.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you very much for inviting me, Yani.
Since you live in Dubai, how do you think about the described development of Dubai, and how would you describe the progress in Dubai in recent years?
I always say honestly, Yani, a city like Dubai and the UAE in general, Yani, it has to do, our progress really has to do with the great leadership that we have. Because our leaders, they are the one with the visions for the future, so they plan in a very wise way how to go about it, and how to attract investor, and how to make a safe environment for the investor to come and invest in Dubai or in the United Arab Emirates in general. Really, and then of course when we look at our leaders and we see how much they care about the country, and how much they care about the people, and how much they care about the advancement. So we as UAE people, we definitely work much harder than, what I'm saying, to fulfill this role to be one of the best business hubs in the world. Yani.
And you are a very well-known business personality. Your charm, dedication, and also vision to help others have made you so successful woman you are today. My question is, what has inspired you to make a career as a businesswoman?
Frankly, Anna, I got married in a young age, and in those days we didn't have universities in Dubai. So, and the girls, they were not allowed to go abroad to study. So I got married after high school, and then I went to America and I studied there. I took my bachelor degree in history, but my passion was always history. But my mind was always that when I'm going to have the time, I will be, in business. So of course, with 7 children, I decided to raise them first. And then, later in years, once they are older, I will join the business world. So I joined about 8-9 years ago, and alhamdulillah, from that time, I tell you one thing, Andrea, the idea is that I believe every woman really, she should have some dreams for her, that, okay, what I want to be, what I want to accomplish. And I do believe when you start having kids and, then you have to see what is the priority. To me, I saw my priority is to be a good mom, to take care of my family, and then once they are older, then I can join the business world. So this is why my entering the business was not, that long. It was just about 8-9 years ago. And I started, with the exhibition company, with like interior and with fit out and different companies, and I'm a sponsor also with other companies and so on. And now I feel like my role is very intense in terms also to help the other small and medium businesswomen to come up.
As you mentioned, you started so your business path very late after
Yes.
50s, because you said that first I would like to raise my child and not nannies will be that one.
Yes,
Yeah?
yes,
So
definitely.
what is your advice for women who would like to start a business, but they are maybe afraid that it's too late due to their age?
I tell you one thing. For me, I always advise women that, age really is a number. It just depends how you feel and how you look at life in that sense. So if you keep on thinking, okay, no, I am already a grandmother, okay, but
Congratulations.
I still feel very young and I'm active and I'm coming and going, and people they say, you are too young to be grandmother. But I'm glad, alhamdulillah, that in those days I got married young, and now my children are like my daughters like my sisters. But the thing is that I believe that, you know what I'm saying, when you think of age, you don't have to put too much emphasis on age. The age is, as I said, is just a number. It is what you really believe, how much you really have faith in yourself, and how much you have faith in your dreams that, okay, I want to accomplish this. And I always say, always think big. Don't think of small little thing. Because when you think big, then you try to accomplish. You feel like this success is not enough. You need more success and more. And this is how human beings should be. Our leadership in the United Arab Emirates, this is what they believe. Is still, when we look at Dubai or Abu Dhabi or any other Emirates, still we feel like we are not that much advanced. We still want to be more. For instance, Dubai always, our leader always believe in you always have to do your best and you always have to be number one. And this is a great way of thinking. And I think every individual should think like that. Because once you think like that, you do your best to accomplish. And these small little accomplishment is not that much for you. You always want more and more to become more successful in life.
But we all know that usually the money is problem to start a business. So what is your advice for women who would like to start but they're afraid not to have enough money?
No, see, it is very true, because this is question I always also, they ask me what woman they feel like they have, lacking of it. And it is very true, because the majority of business are in men's hand. So, and woman, when she wants to think of doing something, she always feels like the element of money, finance, is always very short with her, that she cannot afford. But I advise every woman that maybe you can start something very small. You don't have to. If you, for instance, if you are a good cook and you of course, if you are a good cook, definitely you like that. Start making something very small and talk to your friends. Try to sell it to them, And as some of my friends, when I tell them to do, they said, okay, but no, it doesn't. It looks embarrassing. I said, no, because see, business, you should never look at it as, because we also come from like a conservative society. So we have like local ladies and all that. They say, no, but we feel embarrassed, to make biscuits or these things and sell it. I say, you can sell it and give the money to the charity. You don't have to, even if you feel like, no, I really don't need this. But the idea is this, because I focus a lot for women who are like more or less my age. And I say that there are a lot of women who still are young, but they don't have anything to do because their children are grown up, or مثلا people who have already working, maybe if she has a good hobby or she's talented in something, you can do a small business on the side. You don't have to have big money. You can start something very small. If you are a lady who knows how to do tailoring, maybe you can start making like few pieces and show it to your friends. And then you show it to your, like your friends, your family. And in the last 4 years, thank God, yani, for me, when I do the exhibition, I always join people who work small little business. I bring big businesses from abroad, yani, to join the exhibition, big companies. At the same time, I bring these small little businesses. I put them together and I let them display what they have. Whether they have accessories, whether they have abayas, whether they have, like a product, like, like homemade products and so on. And they always tell me, why is that woman, they always think of, designing or, I don't know, these cooking or something. I always say, see, when you want to start something, you don't have a capital. So you have to think of small thing that's familiar to you. As a woman, you are familiar with, clothing, you are familiar with tailoring, you are familiar with makeup and cooking and these things. But once you enter more into the business, you realize nothing is impossible. And men are not genius. That's why they're accomplishing so many things. Honestly, business is simple. Number one, you have to think about, okay, what you want to do. Number two, you have to also start seeing people. And also one advice, anything you want to start, you go to the malls and you go to the shops and find out what is there. Maybe I can add something more to this thing. What are the prices? Say, مثلا, you want to do business in Dubai. You have to come first to Dubai and you have to visit Dubai and see. Go to the shopping centers, go to the little shops. What is available? And then you say, okay, maybe something handcraft like this from Slovenia, I can promote it, مثلا, in Dubai. I can do a small business. And the best thing is to start with exhibitions. You can join exhibition and show your product. And then you see how people, they will react to it. But this is very important that you must study the market first. And then even if you want to start something small, if you want to do some business yourself in Slovenia, you have to check your market in Slovenia and see, okay, if I can make this or if I can make that with more reasonable price. First, I sell it among friends, and then I will sell it in public. But this is how you go about the business, yani.
Thank you for that advice. In fact, you are helping more than 200 companies,
Okay.
especially with that exhibitions, yes, that you offer, and you're helping, and we can promote also.
Okay.
Also, the companies from Slovenia, which would like to have some success in Dubai, you can help them, yeah?
Of course, definitely. As a UAE businesswoman, our duty, even our businessmen, our duty in our country is that to help and to guide any investor who is a serious investor, they want to invest in Dubai or in United Arab Emirates in general. It is our duty, whether we are their partners or not, but it is our duty to help them and to guide them.
Here in Europe, people do not have so much experience usually with Arab world.
Yes.
So they often think that women have no chances in business, especially in your world. So what is your experience? What can you say? Do they have the equal chances to men?
I'm talking about my country. In United Arab Emirates, honestly, the first thing I tell you, our great leadership, they are supporting the woman 100%. Honestly, I tell you, if it wasn't for our leadership, we will never reach this high position in all governmental sector and private sectors. Because the policy of our government is, if the woman is qualified for the position, then there is no discrimination against her. And honestly, coming from an Arab country, of course we are conservative in many ways, okay? But when it comes, the most important thing is that our leaders, they are supporting us. And this really I can tell you, between 80 to 90% of our success, it has to do with our great leadership.
Thank you. And during that week, as my guest, you have met many businessmen from central part of Europe. So do you see business potential for them in Middle East, maybe especially in Dubai?
Okay. Of course, I met many people, and frankly, wonderful people, And first day I came, I met your mayor, and I was telling him, I think Mayor Zoran, correct?
Yes.
I was telling him, yani, I noticed that the 2 hours we were sitting and talking, he was smiling, very nice gentleman. And at the same time, yani, this is a good impression, because when you have tourists coming to your country and they see a government official very friendly, and so this also, they will take a memory back to their country, and they will say that, we went there and we saw the mayor and he was sitting there, like an ordinary person, saying hello to everybody and very kind and so on. So I think this is why, yani, we have our rulers. They go and they walk on the malls and the street, and people see them, greeting them, no security really or anything. That just goes to show how much we love them and how much we care about them. And in my country, we have over 250 nationalities. Yani from the 9.2 million people in the United Arab Emirates, we have 9% only Emirati people. The majority are expat, okay? But even the expat, they get so excited and so happy to see our leaders, in mall, in exhibition, very simply coming, of course not in opening any, but I mean anywhere, on the street, in the car, they really get excited that we don't have this security behind them so much, and we don't have that at all. Very simple. And they know, of course, our leadership, they know that they're people. They love them, and this is why they do their best. They invest the country. I mean, they invest in their own country, because there are countries who are very wealthy, but you see that the money is already not put that much in there. This is why you see UAE, because the leadership, they love their country and they do their best to let it to become very advanced. So it also, this feeling comes to everybody there. The Emirati people, they want to do their best. Even the non-Emirati, the one that they expat, they do their best because they feel like this is their country. Even if they go, back to their country, they just go for holiday and they come back, matalan, to Dubai.
You've been the first time in Slovenia.
Yes.
So how do you feel? What's your feeling here?
Frankly, it's a beautiful city. And I heard a lot about, from my European friend. I've been, of course, traveled in Europe and all that, but about Slovenia, I went in the net, of course, I saw the picture. And of course, it's not the same when you see in actual reality. And but when I came, it was even more prettier. This is the Switzerland of Central Europe, which is beautiful. We went yesterday on the castles to see, and the lakes and so on. Very nice. You have beautiful view. And I think really your government should more work on the emphasis, to make more advertising for tourism to this part. Because many people, in our part, okay, there are some people, of course, familiar, but also you need more advertising for people to come to your, to Slovenia and so on, as tourists. And then you never know, because once you come as a tourist, later on you think, okay, why not? Maybe I can invest in it, buy property and so on. This is how it works.
Dear Toraya, thank you very much for your honest answers,
Thank you.
good thoughts. It was like always very pleasure for me to listen to you. Yesterday you mentioned to me that you learned something from me, but please allow me that today I said what I have learned from you. And I would like to stress in 3 points. So one is you stress believe in your dreams.
Definitely.
And the second one, live them with passion.
Yes.
And third one, it's also very important, hard work to make them true.
Definitely. And I always say, really, really, the woman in the United Arab Emirates, even though we are a country, is a very small country, and we are only 42 years old, but you see the advancement of women, how much they have advanced in every aspect of life in United Arab Emirates. And really, really, I have to say it all has to do with our great leadership.
Thank you very much again. And thank you also, my guests. Thank you for your attention. And I'm looking forward to see you in my next Breakfast per Andreji. Thank you very much.